go. There we go. So YouTube is live. I can see that over here. There we go. All right. So just to be careful with all the other crapola. So you can wait. Now y'all need to see it. All right. So let's go to this, and then display caption. There you go. All right. You can see it. All righty then. Those on YouTube and those here at JSL here on Twitch. So working it out. You know, this is going to be the more common thing to do is going live on YouTube to, you know, just got to watch my P's and Q's, right? Got to watch out so they don't abandon me. I don't know, man. Sometimes they want to do things and, you know, but anyway. So again, solar wind right now is 450. Density is at 1.79. We've had a C1 and a C6 flare. Let's go ahead and check out well, there we go. Check out the flares here. It's calm. I mean, even the KP index is really low, under 2. We had a couple, bangers right here yesterday. This is the C6, and then that was a C5, and then, but let me show you what's going on with the sun here. You can't, well, okay, yeah, this one over here, 3504 is disappearing. 3489, same. It's got about 2 days here. These ones down here, they're all like dissipating. All of these are dissipating. There was one mamma jamma down here that was really 3500 is a delta class, able to do X flares. This is the thing, and guess what? It's heading right toward the center, and that's right towards us. That's what we're watching, 3500 here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a couple more have disappeared. So 11 sunspots, but nothing coming around the corner here. Now we'll have to go into, let's go look at LASCO, see what LASCO's got to say. It doesn't appear anything's coming around. See, this is from 1127, and boom, there's a little bump there. Oh, there's a good one there and another. So it looks like some stuff sending it out. There you see that little booger right there coming out at us. It looks like it's a little behind us. And then there's another one. That's just the sun. Now, I don't know if it's coming directly at us. We jumped from 230 all the way to 6. So we don't see where these are coming. It could be that they have to shut down the satellite due to radiation being shot at it. Because the sun's pretty damn powerful, It's like, if this is the disk, the circle, the tip of this arrow, not the full arrow, but the tip of the arrow is the size of the Earth. And this here is the corona, this whole thing out here, right? So, I mean, really, let's look at the little bit further away, and we go. Looks like something got shot at us on the yesterday. 2300. All right. Yeah, just one happened at the top of the hour. I don't know if that's coming away or going away or coming at us. Can't tell in the 2D. Most likely it's coming to us. But if it's going away, no, you can see it's almost a halo. It's coming right at us. All right, so let's see what NOAA has to say on these things here. All right, so you can see they got this all the way to the 3rd, so mostly updated from the 26th. Anything that happened yesterday is not on there. There's a bump. Oof. And another one. Hey, there you go. That gets us. Sure does. So we should have some auroras. You know, we got a couple peaks right here and here. Boom, man, that was right at us. Yeah. Right there on the 30th, and then again around between the 1st and the 2nd of December, we should get bumped. Solar wind's going to pick up a little bit, looks like. And then, man, that's like a really two little bumps. Going to just crease us. And then this other one, yeah. So we're going to have some good auroras here soon. Let's look at the ground magnetics right now. Take a look at how the Earth is responding. But if we were here and the canyon fire eruption might graze Earth. Yeah. A filament that shot out yesterday, the 27th, carving a canyon of fire in the sun's atmosphere. You can see it right there. That's what was going on. Coronal hole, not much of one. Give it a little wind on the 27th, 28th. KP is quiet. I was looking for something. M-class flares, 35% chance. X is 5. But remember, that sucker's aiming right at us. Ability, 20% for up mid latitudes, 15% for upper, and the 28th. We have 2 rocks, 7 lunar distances away and 5 lunar distances away, and they're relatively small, under 50 feet. Nothing to worry about there. And we already looked at this. We looked at this, and this is what we're looking at here. So it looks like right there, it'd be coming up. Okay, it's the 30th. So the geomagnetics, this is current, like 6 hours worth. Generally, this coincides with the auroras. This is ground magnetics versus up in the atmosphere. And that's how I interpret it. If I interpret it wrong, then you can correct me, leave it in chat or a message in the comment down below. I'm not seeing a whole lot there. All right. Where it's all quiet is where I'll be watching, right up in here. The Middle East. Yeah. That's where I'll be watching. Also, Vanuatu or the Santa Cruz Islands. I wouldn't be counting them out. Again, I don't know what's going on in the world, so I'm watching and working my tail off. I'm remodeling this condo. And I'll be working my butt off today for sure. Client is coming in at 7:30, so I'll be gone most of the day. Let's see here. He's a good friend of mine. I really do appreciate him. Let's see. What do I want to look at? I don't think there's anything on the absorbs. Where do they start this? Oh, this morning at 7 UT. As the sun moves, this is how we'll determine if the sun pops off. It only takes like 3 to 7 minutes for the radiation to hit us, but the blast to hit us, but the plasma goes a lot slower. It can be as fast as 16 hours, and that's ultra fast. Mainly it takes 1 to 3, maybe 4 days, but 24 to 72 hours, depending on how big and what's going on. So it looks like the mid-Atlantic, or the southern part of the mid-Atlantic, zapping, and then Brazil getting a little heat. So that's the current status right there. I'm not seeing a whole lot. I don't know how stereo's working today. Let's go ahead and check that out. And today's the 28, so I'll go 27. Alrighty. Search. Oof. A lot of stuff came at us. This is another view of the satellite pumping at us. You can see that nice one. Damn, that happened on the 27th. And there's another one on the 28th that happened this morning. Yeah, we've got some stuff coming at us for sure. And this one here, man, boom, boom, boom. These things are super, super active. So I bet you our ring current's like really charged. And I hope it doesn't leak, because every time it leaks, we get a big earthquake. And that might have been what happened yesterday with that 6.6, which we'll get to in just a minute. I'm just kind of like analyzing what's happening with the sun, bringing us to current, and then saying, and let's see what else we can look at. Let me see what the dynamic pressure is. There we go. Standoff distance stays there. Dynamic pressure, we hit 2.3. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if something happened today too. The solar wind, it's not super high. It's 4 3/4, and its proton densities between 5 and 9. Oh, 5.11, almost 12. Standoff is not a strong wind, but the pressure bounced around. So the reason I look at the dynamic pressure, I kind of look at it like this. You have two separate magnets, right? They both have a north and a south pole. If you put the north together, there is a pressure you couldn't put them and keep them there with your strength, put them together. Especially if they're strong, right? So the electromagnetic current that happens is like that too. So there's a pressure if you put them both on your desk, you hold one and push the other one all around. It's kind of like what the sun does. It's a magnetic pressure pushes and up against us, and our magnetosphere buffets that because of our own electromagnetic current that goes through our planet. Some call it a toroid and some call it whatever. I don't understand a toroid, in and out and in and out. But this is what saves our bacon. If this thing were to go, we can get blown off. Our planet's right here, by the way, and this is where all the satellites are. Looks like they're adding a whole bunch. Oh my God, they put the things on there. Yep. When the stars fall from heaven. These are all the stars, right? What happens when them things come down? Well, no more GPS. It'll happen. It'll happen. I guarantee it. It's going to happen. Let's see what else. Let's move on from the sun and let's go ahead and look at the tremors. We didn't look at the tremors yesterday, so why don't we do that? Yesterday, what the hell just happened? Is it stuck? I don't know. Anyway, ain't nothing happening, baby. All the way to the 25th, 24th. I don't know if this thing's working. 27th. Okay, there's a couple on the 27th. Right down here in the area that we've been watching for the next quake, southern portion of Seattle in this range is typical of where the quake will happen. A below 6 quake nothing much larger than that. They can get larger ones, but I just don't know how much pressure there is. So if there is going to be a quake, I think it'll be in this kind of this circle here. Been really busy with a lot of vibrations from Vancouver Island to Olympia, all the way to Portland. And Portland doesn't really get the earthquakes, but this southern portion from Seattle below Olympia does, and a little bit on the Olympic Peninsula. And I would hazard a guess that if there was a quake up here, that would be a prequel to the bigger that everybody's afraid of, because it has to pop before this does. And if that does, you get the hell out of Dodge. You know, I don't know how long it will take, but this hasn't popped since 1700, and it pops, you know, every 200 to 700 years. So at least that's the going estimation. Old Snarly's in the house. Twitch volume is low. I can't turn it up. I say it. I don't know. Maybe like that. All right. How's that, buddy? All right. Yeah, I can see that we're all right. He's just all right. Better. More better. Yeah, that coffee's starting to kick in, boy. Fading. Anyway. Oh boy. Probably where is that thing? Did I shut that thing off? I don't know. Well, we'll deal with it. All right, so that's what's happening with the tremors. Buoy yesterday. We were talking quite extensively about the buoy yesterday. What the hell? This one crapped out too. Is there a reason for that? Yep. Okay. Came back. Oh, look at here. Look at here, boy. I say it. The Chinese drunk Chinaman's moving. Let's see the details of this one. Well, no, 170.94, 178.96. That's 2/10. 2/10. That's as you can see, there's a couple bumps. We got to find out why this is bouncing. If we went to the tsunami warning center, yeah, the 6.6, they didn't lower it. I'm kind of surprised. Dutch Harbor had a 5.1, it looks like. Yeah, they didn't. 6.9. The Marianas happened on the 24th. Yeah, that definitely was a 7.2. They do not, USGS does not do magnitudes anymore, everybody. So everybody said, oh, it was a big magnitude quake. That's not how they do it anymore. They do it intensity now. So they have to redefine it and retrain the whole world. Well, anyway, looks like, yeah, 5.2 happened of the other way. Huh? Yeah. Well, there's 3 of them out there. I just hadn't had time to look. So that buoy is kind of activated. I wonder if it was due to something. The 6.6 happened right here off of PNG, and that's what started this one. And we saw this yesterday. You can see the earthquake right there. And this is the signal, of course. It wasn't that, but I don't know, a little about a meter or something, or just shy of a meter. Maybe like 10 inches if there was in the whole. Hey, think about this. Water weighs, 8 pounds a gallon, right? Then how many gallons do you think are in a square or a cubic mile? All right. Now multiply mile by 1,000 miles. Now multiply that by the depth. 4,500 meters. So 1,000 feet. Multiply, the 1,000 miles. That's what the energy of that 6.6 moved in the water. 6.6 is no freaking joke. Our Earth is 25,280 miles around. That's miles. The crust we have is relatively shallow, meaning in most cases in the ocean, it's 10 kilometers. Yeah, 10 kilometers in the ocean depth. And then on land, it's, 50 to 60 kilometers thick of the hard crust. And then it gets into kind of a mixture of crystalline and in a loose kind of gooey kind of Play-Doh-y kind of stuff. And then it gets below that, when you get down to about 100, 200, it's kind of like water, magma, heated up, nothing survives it. And water is, the oceans are, I think the depth, the deepest depth is what, 20,000 feet, 28,000 feet. So maybe divide that by 3, and that will tell you the meters. I don't know. I can't do the math. 28,000 divided by 3, right? So 9,300 meters. It's not a lot, and yet, we kind of oh yeah, it's a 5. Oh, it's a 4. It's a 6. Everybody's looking for that 7. The 6.6 is freaking huge. The amount of energy it takes, it's like the Earth burped, and it moved. And a lot of us, we talk about plate tectonics and stuff. And okay, well, it's the plates moving. It's the plates moving. Yeah, but did you understand I don't know how much TNT would take a 6.6 to happen. But I don't think there's a bomb on Earth that's ever done a 6.6. Now, even the Tsar bomb that blew up over, Russia, I just, I knew that did an earthquake, but or it reverberated. But it's insane. And we watched that 6.6, which is the quake that you're seeing on the screen, happen right here and made this buoy bounce. Like, I don't know, not too long afterward. Right, this buoy right here. And because the earthquake happened right here, and maybe it was a 0.8 of a meter, so a couple feet maybe, moved the ocean, the entire ocean, big wave moving through. Right, a big wave meaning it can be a foot, but the whole sea moved. All that water, all that ocean, all those fish, and everything living inside of it. And I just find that an earthquake can do that. It's relatively shallow. Let's see what the USGS has to say on it. They've downgraded all the way down to a 6.5. Right here. Right here's the triple junction that came on. Yeah, that means 3 plates coming together is a triple junction. The Australian plate, the Pacific plate, and whatever little plate this one is here. What do they call this one here? Let me find out what this is called. I don't even know what they call it. I just call it the Bismarck one, but yeah, North Bismarck, Manus, South Bismarck, Solomon Sea. All right. Carolina plate. All right. All these plates coming together. So that 6.6 happened here. Now they got it at 6.5. So if we open up this and we can see the kind of quake it is, pretty strike slip, of course. Let's look at the origins, magnitudes, body weight right here. They have it down to a 6.3. The weight of this one, 6.9, 6, almost a 7, 6.9, 6.7, 7, 6.8, 6.9, 6.8, no, 6.7, 6.9, 6.7, you know, and I'll do this one here at 6.8. So it was a strong quake, very strong quake, and the depth of it was 8 kilometers, real shallow. And in the last year and a half, we've had a 7.6 in this area. We've had a 7 in this area. We had some volcanoes that popping off over here. This one here is popping. This one was popping. And then right over here, we had a big blast last week right there. Last week, I think it was a week before last week, 40,000 feet and several 30s. So it was like boom, 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 right? I think it's Ulawan, I think it's called. We'll find out in a minute here. That's what's popping off. So this area, it just really, man, and that happens to be almost right in the middle of where this other one's going too. Now, I don't know why this one's popping. It decided took a minute to get there. I don't know when it started. But if you know any more about that, go ahead and put the comments down below and help us all out. All I'm doing is reporting, and then, you know, we have a team here of people and you putting this thing together. And yeah, I'll make sure you can hear it. Let's see. Also, it looks like we had a 4.6 and a 4.8 popping afterwards. So from that 6.5, 6.6, strong quake. Over here in Halamarahara, it looks like that went crazy yesterday. 5.2, 4.7, 4.5, and 4.4. We have the 2 volcanoes here, Ibu and Dakono. Those things have been just really ramped up. In addition to that, we had the Marianas is over here. The Mog Islands right here was really, I don't know, man, it was like almost near 20 different 5.0s or better in a trench. And that's prequel. That's a precedes this one here. So it's like, wow, man, it's really banging. And so that's a whole plate in itself. This plate. And then there's where another triple junction comes together over here. It's like, hey, there's your triangle, right? So if I did this and showed you, well, I got to put a UT. 4.5 and above. There you go. Right here, a 6.5, and then look at all these. Here's the 6.9. right? That was higher, was over it. And then if you remember, the Philippines, they had one a little bit longer than a week ago, right down here. And that was, again, based on it. That's how USGS does it. So if I did this, you can see it right there, 6.7. So the 6.7, then you have the 6.0, then you have the 6.5. Then now here, there's the 6.1. That might have been the reason for that, but I don't know. And then yesterday's 6.7. Was it yesterday? No, it was on a 22. So that's 6.7. We have a 6.5 here. These are all within the last 30 days. That's October. That's Halloween. Down here. Bang, 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 bang. Bang. And if we just watch the trend, and remember, the trends doesn't have to, like here, then here, then here, then here. No, you can go bang here, pop up here and go bang, pop here, go bang, and then fill in the blank down here, bang. But if you just follow the trend of these, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and it's moving that direction. So we can say that the whole Eastern or Western Pacific has banged at 6 level, 6.5, 6.7, 7.0 in the last 30 days. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significant quakes. And this one that happened out here, 6 on the South Indian Ocean, that's an after effect. That's just being pushed. So this whole section of the Pacific has rocked and rolled today. Well, no, 6.6, but not a whole lot happened to that. And today's quakes, you can see the orange dots happened today in the last 12 hours. The yellow dots are yesterday's, near 36 hours. And the whites are all further back. So just the last 30 days, you can see that Fiji, Tonga, Vanuatu, Bismarck area, where Uluwan is, PNG, Halmahera, the Philippines, and also in Indonesia by Timor, and then up in the northern Marianas or central Marianas. The next area I'd be watching is Japan or the Kuril. If it looks, they're pretty evenly spent. I would say Tokyo. That's where I'm going to be watching. Tokyo to the northern part of the central of Japan. 4, somewhere's in the neighborhood, 6 plus, maybe up to 7. Just by looking at the trend, not forecasting it. Just looking at the trend, in my opinion. If you have an opinion, go ahead and put it in a chat right below and let me know what you think is happening in the world over the last 30 days. Whoop, looks like we just popped in with a 5.1 in the Windward Islands. Banging over here. I guess that just happened, 1526. Yeah. I don't see it here on deck, so yeah, that happened this morning. Now, when this goes up, and you can see only little bits here. These are all 4 5s and above. You can hear it coming in now. Ding, 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 ding. Now, Kingstown over here is where the volcano went off, La Soufrière, I don't know what, 2 years ago. And then we've had a couple good-sized quakes down in this region. Not big, but strong one. We had one up here, I thought, yesterday, but 4.9. That happened at 11:20. Must be below 4.5, but this is just the USGS posting, so they come and go. They choose when they're going to put them on there. And then over here, 5.0, that happened on the 10th of this month. And then Jamaica, 5.3 on October 30. 5.4, sorry. Strong quakes around the border of the Caribbean plate, right? We've seen yesterday and the last few weeks, we've seen a lot happen here off the coast of Panama. We see a smidgen moving up this side of this plate. This is Caribbean plate. And up by Guatemala, that happened. A 5.3 happened on the 1st of November. We also now start seeing a pattern develop out here between the Nazca and the Cocos plate and the Pacific plate, bouncing around a little bit out here, and just a little bit up here at 5.3 or 4.9 actually happened Rivia Gajito on the 24th of this month. Not a lot. And you can see also Veracruz and Oaxaca and Chiapas breaking here as well. This has to do with all of this activity here. So zooming out, the Eastern Pacific banging at 6 level plus. Eastern Pacific, really, the Eastern Caribbean banging. But down in the Nazca plate, we also, I thought it was going to pop yesterday and was waiting. Central Peru or northern Peru was banging. From Santiago north. Chile. Central Chile, sorry. Central northern Chile, banging on. Southern Peru. I'm like, is that thing going to do it? What's moving the plate here? And then we also have down here in Sandwich Islands. It's kind of like, what I'm looking at is how come it's moving? And where is it moving? And then where it's not moving. I mean, even Texas, come on, had a 5.2. Where is it not moving? And we'd have to look up into Canada, see what's happening in Canada for the last 30 days. Right? We see a smidgen up here by the Yukon. We also see a straight line of activity from just north of Vancouver Island all the way to just off the coast of Washington, the Olympic Peninsula. We also see some more stronger quakes in the last 30 days at the border of British Columbia and Alberta. A little bounce out here in Ontario. Then just a smidge out here in the St. Lawrence area, the St. Lawrence River. Not a whole lot really going there. But this, coupled with what we see here, see there's some activity right up in here, right? What we're not seeing, 7 days all. Here's North America. Clearly you see a line working across this way, right? Clearly you see some activity up here. What would be pushing that? See, here's the activity coming out of Seattle And right down here's where I was saying in the beginning that I'm looking for somewheres in a 6 range or below, right up in here, or a low 6 if high, at the highest it would be, right? We also see a nice line coming off Blanc fracture zone, right? And moving down to Walker Lane or through Mammoth and I-395. We also see coming across from South Central Nevada all the way through the Garlock area, activated. San Andreas is activated, and it kind of curves just north of San Francisco. It's the Calaveras Fault, moving off this San Andreas. And in Southern Cal, we see a heightened activity on the San Jacinto Fault. The Elsinore Fault, it's got some, but usually it's leaking back because I think that's the area of movement. And the Riverside County area, that's the area where everything is being compressed and pushed as it tries to make its way north. Remember, this is going in that direction, and this is going to go in that, and it's hitting right here. That's where all the compression is. Pardon me. And then that's what's going on there. These are just the movements of the plate. What's interesting is the Texas thing going on. Is that just oil? I don't see it. It's not just oil. Is oil part of it? Sure. There's a lot more going on in West Texas than we know. And I don't know if it leads up into Madrid thing or Tennessee, Kentucky fault system in here. Don't know. Just can't really see it right now. But definitely something is going here. And Gulf has been quiet for the last couple of months, but we did get one here yesterday, or today actually, a 4.2 in the Gulf. That ties in with this, which goes right into Oklahoma, which goes right into this area up here, which goes right into the St. Lawrence River. All suggests that something out here is pushing that way. The Caribbean plates being knocked, and a lot of pressure on the plate, Caribbean, right? And the Nazca plate and the Cocos plate here. We see on the eastern side, because it's being conducted over Brazil. So there is a lot of pressure being pushed. Whether this subduction is putting pressure upon here, we just can't, the EPR, we just can't see it because it's not registered, or it's not being registered for us. There's a lot of things that happen like that too. So we can't see what's going on. It's not being reported, or it just isn't happening. A whole hell of a lot's happening in the Western Pacific. To out the Eastern Pacific has to happen. It has to happen to balance out the plate movement. How long it takes, I don't know. It's the largest plate in the world, that and the North American plate. I think North American might be even larger. Maybe the Antarctic plate, I don't know. But we do have some activity in the last 7 days through Europe a little bit, Eastern Europe, and through, you can see there's a line here, a line here, a line here. That would suggest that there's pressure being put that direction. That's the north, and being shoved this way, creating these. We have to look at it in the idea of plates. So there's a magnetic system here. There's a magnetic system right here. There's a magnetic system right here. Another one here. From northeast to southwest. Waves. They show up in quakes going northwest to southeast. In my opinion. And it is just my opinion. It's an observational opinion, right? So if I drew the Earth, waves of energy moving through the planet in the last 30 days. That's not how they show up. Right? Or is it? Yeah, that's how they showed up. Right? Moving in this direction. That's what's being shown to us. See, there's a line here, a line here, a line here, a line here, a line here. Waves of energy moving around the planet. No, the planet's not flat. It's round. So it's kind of like what we used to say, that red and white thing outside the place you get your hair cut. You know, that spiral thing. It looks like it's moving down the plate, but it's really not. They're really all interconnected. So if we watch it over time, we'd see it looks like it's moving down, right? Just a little kid's toy. But that's what we're seeing. And the bottom of the Pacific plate right through here is rocking and rolling massively. Plate. Is the Australian plate being pushed north? Well, it's going north at about 70, but the Pacific plate's moving north at 100. So what is going on here? Is the Antarctic pushing up against the Australian plate? Sure. But things are starting to quake in here pretty massively right now because of what? Our smidgen of Fijis, but we're not getting a huge quantity of them. Remember when they were going crazy, like 500-600 depth? Hell, lots of fours as well. For a day. What is going on? So trying to pull our attention back away from individual quakes and trying to see what the Earth is showing us and telling us that the mechanism behind the quakes, what's being said, what is it telling us? I think that's what where my mind goes, rather than these individual quakes. Yeah, there's, we can focus on them all. Yeah, this thing blew up, building and fell. I hope everybody's okay, and then we pray for them. In the greater grand scheme of things, what is the Earth telling us? That it's alive. Yeah, it's moving. Yeah. I mean, from here, right, all the way to here. Come on. 0.6. 5.1. In the middle is where? Right here. We've already had a 5 here in Texas. somewhere in here. Just pray that nobody gets hurt. Life has a thing where it balances things out. Even the Kurils. Here's a Kuril up here. There's nothing down here except for down here, right? 5-0 in Taiwan. Nothing here. And it's so interesting how Western United States and Japan are intrinsically tied somehow, as is the Chilean coast and up here in Japan as well. Just saying. What's your observations on that? And I'll let you go with that. And what is today? It's already 9. So I'll let this report stand for what it is. Let me go ahead and first. Discovery says, Juego, Popo, Krakatau, Simiru, Ducono, James, Revendador. Now, we've been watching Rick James for quite a while. There has been some quakes. It has mellowed substantially. Sangay popping there, Ecuador, 20,000. That's not a whole lot. Simiru, 14. That's as normal as 2,000 in the gas. Okay. Luutolo, 7,000. That's in just above Timor region. And yeah, right up in here. Okay. Oh, poop. Fuego volcano in Guatemala, 14. That's a little bit slow. 26,000 at Popo. That's maybe there's no weather in Mexico City, and so the steam would and ash would pop straight up in the air more. Krakatau popping to 7,000. That's between Java and Indo, right here. 7,000. That Krakatau's only a couple hundred feet out of the water because it exploded, tore itself apart back in 1800s, much like Hunga Tonga Happy Eye did, with that same amount of intensity. But Krakatau, because it's a more closer, I don't know if that's closer to the equator. Yeah, it is. I think traveled the Earth in the 1800s a little bit further, because the other ones down here, Tropic Capricorn. Interesting there, eh? Reventador, 14 in Guatemala or Ecuador. That's in Ecuador. If you don't know, Ecuador is right here, right? Northwestern South America. 7 Kaya down in the armpit of South America. Just emissions, a 19,000 foot mountain. Santa Guido, that says Santa Guido, the result of Santa Maria blowing up a while back, and has a new deal. Here's a look into Simiru, Eastern Java. Lava dome continues to grow. Risk of pyroclastic flows remains high. Wow, we haven't seen inside of it. Cool. There's a lava dome continues to grow. All right. You think might go crazy, huh? I like the song. Simiru is right here. Right there. It's on a group of volcanoes right here. Don't remember what they're called. Bromo volcano. But Simiru is right here. And it's basically 12,000 feet from here to here in about 15 miles, maybe 20 miles. It's like straight the freaking frack. So when it's smoking, you can see it out here for sure. Yeah, Simiru pumping. Wow. Yeah. What the heck happened? I lost. Can't go backwards. Yeah. All right. Start it all over here. Yeah. There we go. Krakatoa. Boom. Check that out. Wow. Right. I told you Krakatoa is not very big at all. And it's a little small group of islands, but it's the son of Krakatoa. Yeah. Paroxysm events, intense explosions go on. Don't mix with water well. Magma doesn't. Nope. Yeah, because the gas is already at the top in the expansion. And you gotta play that report again, because this volcanologist just freaking killed it. He explained what's happening up there in Iceland and why it's not explosive. Yeah, it was brilliant. Rick Jane's volcano, talking about Iceland. Brief seismic swarm last night. It is in the northern section, and that's not where they want it because it'll come down to the sea. Maybe they can build a right here, but yeah, I saw the damage that's happening there in Iceland, and it's pretty significant. That little town just got too big for its britches, and it's splitting apart. You know, one's going out one way. And what had happened, I'll draw it in a map here. What had happened, here's the land here, right? And they got houses, of course, right? Houses over here. And they got streets that go through here. What had happened is the magma that's traveling underneath moved through, and it created a crevice or a tunnel, so to speak, and it collapsed. And as it collapsed, and this magma that's moving here is not just ooze, but it's got crystals in it, pieces of hard cooler crust, and that's crystalline stuff. So it's moving through and it's bumping, and that's what's creating some of the earthquakes too. So on the surface, what's happened is where it's quaked, where it's broke up, is the ground has fallen. And it's right in one of those areas where this collapsed. So the road like comes down and it's like, and it breaks down like a meter or 2 meters and over. So all of this is not here anymore. And that's what's happening to the city. And so when they have you got a building that, virtually breaks in half. And that's what's happened, Right. So the breaking of the buildings and the streets, same thing, like the streets going like that, right? Yeah. So that's what's happened. It sank. It subsided in a lot of the areas up there in Grindavik. And that's what I learned. If you know any more, put the comments down below and or in chat too. Krakatoa popping to 7,000 again. It's activated. That means there's pressure moving through. Yeah, Simuru, discrete intermittent emissions. Fuego back to 15 where it belongs. Fire Mountain is no joke. It's pretty regularly every about 20 minutes it would pop. This year has been kind of weird. It's not as consistent as it is normally. We used to sit back and just watch it, like fireworks, like, sit around a fire. Sit around a fire by the, and roast your marshmallows. But you don't do that at a volcano. No, because it's got gases and stuff coming up and kill you. Dacono popping to 9,000 feet, right? That's a little bit taller than its normal 6. Dacono's there on Halimarahara. And Ibu's probably the same doing it. Boom, boom. Sangay, 20,000 now. And instead of a 17 in there in Ecuador, it's 3,000. Luatolo, 7,000 out of a 56 or so. Not a whole lot. Reventador, again, just saying what it is. And that was the volcanics in the last 24 hours. Looks like Krakatau's been going on for a little bit more. Iwo Jima Volcano Island's explosive activity in order to cinder cone continues. So that's interesting. Shoot. Iwo Jima Volcano Islands. Yeah. You know. 7 Kaya yesterday. 25 out of 19. That's not a whole lot. Krakatau's popping yesterday at 7,000. Just want to quickly go through these. Simiru 2,000. Fuego, it's normal. Krakatau 7,000. Krakatau's pretty busy. Iwo Jima Volcano Islands. Check this out, man. This is brand new, right? Forms a V-shaped island. Right? Yeah. It's coming out of the water. It's a floaty. It's a baby Ruth. Dacono, 9,000. Strong yesterday. Dacono's right here. Hollimara's right here. Both of these are in tandem and popping up really hard in Hollimara, which is right here. Here's where the big quake here, the 6.0, right? So Dacono's here. He was right here. Right here's the Molucca Sea. All that transitional stuff comes through. The northeastern side, where the fault is, has rocking pretty good. All that pressure coming out of here going north, the pressure here going north, and then here going west. Crazy, man. Just crazy. 21,000 out of Popo. 17 and change. It's not a whole lot. Luatolo, no change there. 7 Kaya, nothing. Arapahu volcano. I saw this in a news article. Sequence of small quakes. Crater Lake is slowly heating. What that in Arapahu, that's in New Zealand. What that just means is that I think it's cyclical, and because it heated up and then cooled down, heated up and cooled down. It's a volcano with a lake in the middle. But the lake ain't getting hot by any measure. But it is, they got sensors down there and they can test it. And the one, it's on the northern shore is where they're saying the volcano is, but the lake is here and it's all the volcano. Yeah. And you can see Krakatau popping, right? In the Sunda Strait. And Krakatau 4,000 here. Well, yesterday Krakatau was going off. Wow. Dacono, 12,000. Could have been just because of no weather or no strong wind is what I mean. And Popo to 21. That's normal. All right, then we're into the other day. So crazy. So overall, Ibu Dacono here. The first six happened here, eh? We had a 7.2 happen just south of the Philippines Islands. We have the strong quake that happened in the Marianas. We have the strong quake happening here in PNG, Papua New Guinea. Vanuatu popping, and some activity out here in Tonga. But a major movement in this region is going on right now. And it is, Pacific Plate's kind of like dog leg to the left or the west. And it's a lot of places it's going underneath and it's uplifting those other plates. There has to be a balance. And be prepared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. And if you're over here on the west coast of the United States and you don't have 24/Joe Slick Live, and there's plenty of people all day long that will help you answer your questions the best they can. We're a community of enthusiasts, of everything happening on our planet and outside of our planet. And no, we don't talk about damn aliens. You know, you got aliens in the brain, whatever. And, you know, there are lizard people in the White House. What have you been smoking? Anyway, or taking. Take care of yourselves. And remember, like I've said, all y'all, don't get none on you. I'm Joe Slick. I'm out. Back to work for me. I will see you soon. Right here on YouTube and on Twitch. Love y'all. Big hugs.